originally I was going to be the point guard of the Indiana Pacers, but then more realistically, I was going to be a lawyer. So I started out a double major in political science and accounting, pre-law, and did that for 2 full years. And at the end of my second year, had an internship that paid really well, but I sat in a cubicle all day and used spreadsheets, which, if you know me, I love spreadsheets and data, but the lack of purpose and human connection, I realized that maybe that was something that I should think differently about. So fall of my junior year, I ended up having a stress fracture in cross country and then couldn't run track. And so I volunteered at a local high school coaching and fell in love with working with kids and making a difference. And so because I had political science, I had lots of classes that connected to U.S. history secondary major or social studies secondary major. So I did a primary focus of U.S. history with then political science, government, and then world history, world geography. So that was probably the moment when I realized that I wanted to do something different than be a lawyer or an accountant. I started out as a varsity head coach at the high school level and thought that was what I was going to do my entire life. And the first few years was very focused on coaching. I did always use projects and try to make learning different in some way, but probably 3, 4 years in, I started shifting to be more focused on improving school outcomes for kids as opposed to athletic outcomes, and realized that like kids don't naturally like social studies, which is a subject that I always enjoyed. And so at our high school, we had a New Tech Network school within a school. And so their staff came over and presented at some random PD. And I thought, that's interesting. Like that might be a way to get students to actually care about coming to school. And so unfortunately didn't get a chance to be trained, but I read on how to do PBL that summer and planned a PBL unit. And I did that first unit. It was probably really poorly done, but every single student completed the project and presented on it. And then asked, when are we doing this next time? And I was like, oh, I didn't plan a next time yet, so we got to figure that out. So, and that kind of took me on the journey of school being a different experience for students and creating authentic, engaged learning environments. A couple of years after that, worked with a group of similar-minded educators to create a school at the middle school, and we rolled out a small learning environment there that saw outstanding success. We had students that came to school more, got in trouble less, and got higher grades and higher scores on standardized tests. And so ever since then, I have then continued the journey to expand those efforts in places that I've worked. So both as a school leader, but then also as someone that did some professional development for other organizations, teaching people how to do PBL. The problem is that you teach teachers how to do it, but if you don't change other environmental aspects or leadership aspects, and it's like setting them up to fail, getting them really excited about something and then go back to your traditional setting and run into all these roadblocks that are going to make you frustrated and dislike education. And so currently I serve as the assistant superintendent for foundational learning in Perry Township. We're the 8th largest district in the state of Indiana, about 16,000 students. Previously served as both director of secondary education and as a building principal in the district. And so wasn't brought in to bring project-based learning here, but we're a partner with the National Institute for Education and Teaching, and part of their rubric is around problem solving and thinking. And I couldn't think of any way you could do that well without using project-based learning as your instructional model. And so our initial work with Magnify was kind of co-created on a theory that if we let leaders go first, we'll be able to plan for all those things that are barriers in teachers' traditional settings and remove those so that when they are trained, they can be successful. And so we did we did some asynchronous, what we would call jumpstart training, what Magnify calls jumpstart training, so that teachers had the time to think and plan a PBL unit before they got to the summer training. And then we had 2 days of summer to kind of shift mindsets and then create a plan to create the conditions to be successful, project-based learning being successful at Southport Elementary. And so that model ended up with 2 teachers per grade level that then implemented the next year. At the same time, we were bringing the rest of the staff along and learning and understanding, and then the following summer, they were fully trained. And so that was an example. That was really, I think, the beauty of Magnify is, one, the ability to customize to meet the needs of what we needed to do, but then also just the identification that leadership really is important. And if you don't address leadership, then just training teachers is probably a waste of your money. Southport L was a very high functioning school when I got there. So at that time, state of Indiana gave letter grades. So they were an A letter grade, but like 90 point. So like an A minus right on the cusp. In my first year, when we weren't using project-based learning, we dipped and missed an A rating by one student. So we were an 89.9, I think. And so went to a B. And then that first year with just a segment of our building doing it, we went back to an A. And then the last assessment pre-pandemic, if you looked at schools that were 60% or above and free and reduced in the state of Indiana, we were both the top achieving and top growing school in the state of Indiana. And so got back to an A, and not just an A, but a really like a 95 point something A, a middle of the pack A. Really the ability to customize and to collaborate with other partners and deliver the type of learning experience that we want is a huge benefit of Magnify Learning. We have a couple of key partners, and the ability to embed language that is important in our district into the PBL work has been really important. At the leadership level, there's a couple aspects. Kind of the Magnify Learning model is the design days with leaders. And so we're currently in our first cohort of schools. So Magnify was a key thought partner in designing what that implementation would look like. We're super excited. We were able to get a large grant from the Lilly Foundation to, over 5 years, train all of our educators and leaders in project-based learning. And so really it started with a school district of 16,000 students and 2,000 employees. Implementing project-based learning well is a big lift, and we're super excited about it, but there's also lots of complexity there. And so Magnify Learning came alongside our senior leaders to think about what that should look like and be able to come up with kind of in Perry Township, what is the Perry way of project-based learning and how we're going to implement. And so that was from the very beginning of that larger rollout was critical to us. But now we've then out of that thinking identified the idea of we're going to do this in cohorts. And our first cohort is some schools that already have some capacity and have some mindset and have some PBL trained either administrators or teachers in the building. And so that group is going to be our first group and supporting leadership first and then teachers. And we've kind of created a systematic way that we're going to do this that is unique to anything that I've ever done before. I think any district that has the senior leaders invested in this being what you want for kids, that district is a district that is ready for the work. I think it's critical that at the district level it gets supported, because if not, it can just be another building level initiative that comes and goes. And so I think if you're a district that wants authentic learning for your students, married with better outcomes on high stakes tests and assessments, and just creating better people and citizens, I think those are the districts that are ready for this work. Our project with Lilly is about empowering the South Side and turning dreams into realities. And so we really think that project-based learning and support from Magnify is going to allow us to create those types of learners that then have the agency to know that they can change both their life and their community. I would say go see it in action. There's places where you can see it. Back to the Southport Elementary days, my assistant principal at the time didn't have a background in that and thought it sounded really fluffy and that it sounded something that would look cute but wouldn't actually produce results. And we went to my previous school in Plymouth and saw it in action with both teachers and students. And she came back convinced that this is what's right for kids. This marries high academic standards and rigor with engagement and skills that students need to be, again, good functioning humans in society and do a variety of jobs well.